We're live. Good evening, guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hey, Adam G, your online Inspirational talk show. Guys, I am really excited to do this live interview right now as I feel like this is history in the making. This will be my first time ever to be interviewing an Indonesian candidate, or to be specific, a male Indonesian candidate for his international competition. You know what? Ever since I saw um, all the posts about him on my Instagram account and all across social media, I have been so hooked by his credentials and backstory. Yeah, ever since he got announced as his country's official representative to the upcoming Mr. Supranational happening this coming July in Poland, he has gotten me and some for sure, and some of the male Filipino pageant fans pulses racing because of his physical transformation and great credentials. And they're just two, and they're just only two of the reasons why I couldn't get enough of him right now. I mean, you just have to look at his credentials to find out why. So here he is, prepared to be inspired by his life story. So here he is, live all the way from Indonesia. Please say hello to Dr. Adib Dwitamma. Hi, Doctor.
Halo guys, mabuhay! Thank you for having me.
You know what? I'm regretting that I should have done our interview on Instagram instead so that I can attract more Indonesian followers of yours to watch our interview. But you know what? A little backstory. You know what? Thank God it was a blessing in disguise that you canceled our original interview date last Saturday,
Our
because at
first,
that
yeah,
time
yeah.
I'm having problems with my eye right now, and I'm glad it's healing right now. I have an eye sty, so I couldn't really vlog that much. So
Oh, I
instead of
see.
canceling it also to that tonight, I really want to push it through, even if I know the pageant is still happening 3 months from now. It's too early to do an interview with you, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I couldn't get enough of my excitement to really interview, because this is really the first time, like I've said in my intro, that I am really looking at a guy, in a in an inspiring way. I'm really looking at I'm really paying more attention to your backstory, credentials, and background. So thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for having me, Adam. Thank you very much from my bottom of my heart. Like when you say to me, like it was your first time having like a conversation, like having like an interview with Indonesian or like in the male pageant, like contestant. I was very humble and I was very thankful for that. Thank you, Adam, for having me.
Yeah, no worries. You're welcome. The pleasure is mine, because I am just really amazed by your credentials. So, for the benefit of my viewers who may not yet be familiar with you, because most of my viewers here on YouTube are mostly Filipino, can you introduce a little bit of yourself to us?
Okay, sure. Halo guys, mabuhay, selamat malam. My name is Muhammad Adib Putra. It's all like very long name, but I am known as Adib Dwitamma. I am now 24 years old and I am medical doctor with a master degree on public health. And I was now also pursuing my second master degree in managerial hospital, and also I was compete at the first, we can say like a pageant, the element competition last year, and I was placed second. I was placed first runner up, and now I was chosen as a Mr Supranational Indonesia 2023 that will represent Indonesia in Poland next July.
So wait, so I have a question. Does the first runner up usually go to to Poland? Or wait, who's the grand winner of your batch last year? Who's the winner of your batch last
Reza.
year? If you're the first runner up, who's the winner?
The winner is Reza. Reza
Who?
Adrianto. Reza.
Ah, okay.
Reza Adrianto.
Did he compete abroad?
No, he is not compete any in any male pageant now. But I don't know. Maybe in the future, if he there are like some of opportunity, I don't know. But now he is not compete any like in any pageants.
The reason I asked that question is because, for the longest time I've been hearing about Elmen competition, and when I
Okay.
heard or read that you also came from Elmen, wow. I'm really fascinated to know more about the competition. Is it the local franchise holder of Mr. Supranational Indonesia?
Yep. Yep. It is a franchise holder for Mr. Supranational, Mr. World, and Mr. International. So the Element have three franchise for holder for the international competition: international, world, and supranational.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So last year, so for sure, the grand winner, Reina, you said you're Reinato, his name, might go to Mr. World. And then you're the second guy, you're placed first runner-up, so you're going to Mr. Supranational. And then
Yep.
Julius Jason, the second runner-up. So he went to
Yeah,
Miss
he is the second
International
runner up.
last year.
Yep.
Oh,
But here's the thing: there's a little
yeah,
bit like different. Like I've heard like from Putri Indonesia. If you ever heard Putri Indonesia,
yes.
like maybe like some national pageant on my country, they always send like they always send the winners like in a perfect like the first winner going to be Miss Universe, the second winner going to be Mr. International, the third winner going to be Supranational. But it's very different with Elman because Elman is not looking for male pageant. Like Elman is kind of looking for health influencer rather than just like a male pageant, or maybe like some of you guys think about Elman looking for a body fitness competition. So it's kind of like in between. I believe that it's kind of like in between in a male pageant is and like body competitions. So rather just like those two in combine, element also rather a competition that looking for health influencer. So a guy that embody a healthy lifestyle then also can inspire another young man to have a healthy lifestyle. So I believe that what is element really about, because not just like maybe in a previous year there are also like uh, a guy that not even make it to like top 6 or top 3 in the element, but because of like his appearance of like his standard is some way in correlate with the international competition, so he the one that sent to the international competition. So it doesn't necessary that you will one element you will be sent in the international competition. The element going to be uh filter which one of the winners, which one of the grand finalists that have a right to be sent in the international competition. So it's not just like you win the competition, you making it into the top 3 and you will going to the international competition. It's very different with the Putri Indonesia or my country national um, pageant competition. So it's very different.
Oh, all right. But yeah, but because the reason I asked, because I've been hearing that name, Elmen, that competition every time, the your fellow compatriots get introduced in the international system. Or I just read all the write ups like, oh, he came from Matthew last year, for example, also came from Elmen, right? And
Yep.
then Um, Okasi, who's that? The guy before him in
Okay,
2020.
okay.
Okay, did he also come from Elmen?
Yep,
Yeah, and then you now and then Julius, I met Julius during Mr. International, Julius Jason
yep,
in Mr. International here in Manila last year. So, like, oh, there's something about Elman. Was it the competition all about? And then as I researched more about it, it's a competition. It's a male competition geared for fitness, where its advocacy is always for fitness, like what you had just said
yep.
earlier. So
How influence.
so have you always been leading a very healthy lifestyle, even though you have been pursuing your degree as a doctor, as a medical doctor?
Okay. Maybe it's going to be a long story, but I hope that you guys want to hear it because in a some part of this story, maybe you can relate to. Maybe not the like the whole solid story you can relate, but I believe that there are some part of the story you can relate to, and I hope that you can get inspired too also. So. It's all begin when I was in junior high school. I was a really big boy. I'm weigh like around 105 kilogram with only 160 centimeters tall. So I was diagnosed with obesity grade 2 with other complication like fatty liver and also OSA, obstructive sleep apnea. So it's a condition that make you cannot like absorb oxygen as much as you need when during the night during your sleeping, and it causes you to have a lack oxygen during the day and have like a very bad concentration mode, so you cannot like concentration well because of the oxygen level that you are absorbed during the night is very low. So it's caused me to get bullied very hard and harsh because of those two things. The first one is because my appearance. The second one is because my academics. I was in the bottom 2 years in a row during my junior high school. So everyone in my class, everyone in my school say that I am not capable of doing anything in the future. I have no future at all. I have no like zero a potential to do something good in the future. That's what I've heard like 2 years in my junior high school. Like day by day, I'm hearing those a-holes, like those bad a-holes every single day. But thanks God, I really, really thanks to God because I'm blessing with my family. I have a really strong foundation. I have a really strong mom. She's the one that pushed me and turned the table for me. Like she's always told me that nobody deserves to say that no's to you and make you believe that. The important thing is like you don't believe that you have to put the negativity into your motivation. And thanks God I also heard her like in during those days, and that's what I've done. I turned that negativity into my motivation. So I have two big like biggest goals during those days. The first one is to be medical doctor because everyone say that I am not capable to be a medical doctor like at all because of my like bottom two during my junior high school class. And the second one, I want to be like appear in television and like maybe like TV hosting or maybe like some movies and everything. And nobody believed me on that too. So I want to like prove them wrong, and I want to prove myself also wrong because I sometimes believe what other people say about me, like those a-holes, those bad talk of others, say that I, I was not capable and I will not capable to do that. So I kind of like believe those words during those days, and I want to prove myself wrong. I want to prove myself, and those like anybody that say that I'm not capable is wrong, and I want to prove my mom that she is right. She's right raising me and push me back like back then. I want to prove that. And long story short, I have like a comeback. I really want to do well. So I started my healthy lifestyle during my third year of junior high school. I wake up like every 5 a.m. in the morning to have like morning run, and have like a cardio, some kind of like swimming or maybe like badminton and everything. So that's where this started, and I also happen to be more clever. I also have more like study hard during my last year in junior high school. And long story short, I was also uh, succeed in terms of medical school. I was get invited into medical school without a test. So I get like we call it as undangan, invitation from university. So I don't have to do like test at all, because in my senior high school I was like a very very nerd good boy in the school. So I really have like a good academic. I was pronounced as the first like the top one of my school. I also happened to join a debate competition. I also joined like the Olympiad chemistry competition in national levels. I also represent my school in like exchange student future leadership program in Chicago, Illinois. And there are also many things that I've done in my senior high school, because I believe that I really have to push myself like really really hard, because I don't want to like what happened in my junior high school is re-happening in my senior high school. So that's what that started. And during my medical school, I kind of like doing a very best, and I get like the best score during every examination, like very good. But I kind of feel like there's something empty, like there's something that maybe not like a match. I believe that there's something that I can do more. That's that's the first. That's also the first reason why I finally found when I was in second year of my medical school. I was just about 18 or 19 years old. I was found Tunika, together unite in action for Indonesia. So I want to help children that happen to experiencing what I'm experiencing during my junior high school, in terms of like health condition, which cause you like have a very uh, center of attention in terms of your appearance and everything. So I made it to meet Tunika, Together United in Action for Indonesia, is about like charity concert for children with mouth cleft. And I finally succeed to collect a money around $20,000 or $25,000 to, and all of the money I was able to send for all of the families and all of the patients for children with mouth cleft to do their operations. So I want to help them through their storm, because I was also in their position back then during my junior high school. I was in the position where I'm the eyes of attention because of my appearance. I was like the topic of the another to other children to talk about, talk about. So I want to be there like a presence. I want to be their presence, because not everybody got my blessing, because I have blessed with my moms, I have blessed with my family, a strong foundation that helped me. But not everybody blessed with that, not everybody blessed with like a strong support system. So that's why I really want to be their support system throughout those Tunika, Together Unite in Action for Indonesia, during my medical year in when I was just 18 and 19 years old. And a year after, I also happened to do it again. And the next the this for the third year, sadly, we cannot do this. We cannot do that because we have attacked by pandemic, and we are not allowed to do some of the activity that may cause a crowd. So that's the reason why Tunica is not longer have like a place, because we not allowed to do some activities that may like increase a crowd and everything because of the pandemic. So I have done Tunica for 2 years in my medical school, and finally, I in 2020, 2022, I also happened to finish my medical school with with the best score in my university and national board examinations, and I was pronounced as one of best graduate, the first how to call it, the first place for best graduate medical doctor in my university because of my top score in university and also board examination, national board examination, while I still doing my master degree at that time. So I kind of have a double degree. So I was uh, pursuing my medical school in one university, and in other university I was pursuing my masters. So that's what happening. So
Wow.
after I've after I've done that, after I've done like the academic, I found my way like, huh, you've done your first dream, you have done one from two of your biggest dream, which is the academic, the best graduate medical doctor. So you gotta have to pursue the another one, which is making it into like television, like prove anyone that doubt about my appearance during those days. So I believe that's why I also joining the element competition, why I joined the element competition at the first place. And thanks God, I also finally made it. I was pronounced as like, the first runner up, and I was competing now at uh, Mr Supranational competition next July. And also, I also now get contract by TV show. It's called Doctor Traveler. So it's like national television in Trans TV. So in every week, I have to go to around Indonesia. So while traveling, we have found some cases like maybe skin case, maybe like metabolic case like diabetes or like hypertension or maybe like skin disease and everything. So it's kind of like a very very, I believe, like life changing experience. Like I believe that maybe like I would not believe that I will be in this position right now. Like I will not saying that I even have a chance to dream about it if my mom did not like push me to have a dream. So that's why I really want to say to you guys that watching this tonight that you guys like deserve to dream. You guys deserve to have a vision, whatever it is feasible and like it is valid. Like it is something that you have to do, like it is something that you really have to do, because with a vision, with a dream, you can move forward. Without this you cannot move forward. that's that's what that's the whole story, I think. Oh, I think this took so
Well, thank
long,
you.
but
I enjoyed listening to it. Like, wow. I no longer have any questions to ask because you already said everything. No, just kidding. But oh, thank you for sharing your story because I
yep,
think a lot of people should hear should
yep.
hear your story because you overcame so many challenges and obstacles in life. I'm really amazed at your mindset at such a young age. You were always coming from a sense of empowerment that I couldn't
Yeah.
explain because at that time I was also bullied, just like you. I was also bullied, but I prefer to, have all these negative thoughts in my head playing around my
Mhm.
head all the time, while you converted it to something positive, like you
Yep,
challenge yourself to become a better person out of it.
yep.
So I'm just amazed at your transformation. So I wonder, where does this sense of overachiever, where does this sense of being an achiever coming from? Did you get it from your parents, or was it something that a teacher probably in your grade school taught you, that really
Mhm.
trailblazed you, that empowered or inspired you to do so many wonderful things in life as to
Okay.
where you are right now?
I believe what empowered me to do what I doing right now, like very like I'm doing very much right now, I believe, is because like the experience during my junior high school, the no's, like I've heard so many no's during those days. I have so many doubt during those days. I have hearing so many like you cannot do it, you never do it, you will never like have a potential even to the future and everything. That's what I believe what made me now, like what made me to
Yes.
have a really big dream and like a goal achiever. Because I believe
Yes.
if I don't have that, if I don't have those experience, I will not be able to do what I able right now. And I'm also thanks God that I have those like I kind of thanks maybe I kind of like maybe like beauty in disguise kind of I believe like it's also kind of helped me through my like best potential. Maybe if I
Yes,
don't have
yes.
the experience, I maybe I kind of like joy to my comfort zone, so I don't really move my back like very hard. So I kind of like believe that it is coming from the experience that I experienced during my junior high school.
Yeah, listening to your story, all the things that you went through, your obesity,
Yep.
bullying, and other things, help develop your identity
Yeah.
as you go through adulthood. Yeah, I mean, I wish all, all the little guys, the little boys, especially in high school, will emulate you, will have the same kind of mindset. So, I don't know if it's probably in your upbringing, if you were very close with your parents. That's why you have a very healthy mindset about how you want things to go on with your life, even if you're such a young age. So,
Yeah.
having all these said, do you think you could do you consider yourself a role model now?
I will not say that I'll, I am a role model right now because I so much room for improvement now. I believe I still have so much thing to work on, but I believe that I'm way better than year before this because before joining Alman competition, I don't even like post my Instagram like really often. Maybe I just post like once in a month or once in a week. But when I was joining Alman competition, I realized that my voice, my story, is some way can inspiring others. So that's why
Mhm.
I really now if you see my social media, if you see my feed post stories, there's always not always but there's many of them have the story behind that. Like I really want to like sharing my story. For example, like the Doctor Traveler, like I also share my story. Like I don't have any like even dream, like I don't even like dare to dream to have those kind of like having an TV show or everything. And also in the element competition, like I write a message 23 hour before the show. It's really coming from my heart. If you see, I also happen to pin those posts this post in my Instagram because it is coming like from my heart. Like in my teenagers, I was not even have a dare to dream those like big dream in terms of like this industry because of my mere look, because of my academics, because of my like appearance and everything. But some way when I was posted, there are a lot of like positive comments, there are a lot like positive feedback from other people. So that's what triggered me to be more open up about my insecurities, about my bad experience. But I was really triggered to help them through their storm from my story. So if I if you ask me if I consider myself a role model right now, I am not sure that I am a role model right now, but I hope the goal is always been there. The goal that I want to inspire everyone in the world. That's the goal. That's real. That's the real goal. But maybe I'm heading there. Maybe I'm heading there, and I hope that from my stories, from my experience, I can inspire many people.
You and you know what? You're just the perfect representation of what the pageant is all about, Mr. Supranational. They have this slogan or tagline called
Aspirational and
inspirational, aspirational. You breathe every syllable of those words.
thank
Inspirational,
you,
aspirational. Like with your backstory,
thank you,
like wow, a lot of people should really, a lot of young people in Indonesia should really look up to you as a role model because you really turned your life around for the better instead of, instead of being influenced by the wrong set of people and friends that could really turn your life into a big mess
yeah,
to to which your parents would not have been very proud of. You did something about yourself that pushed you to achieve so many things. You develop this kind of mindset that everything that you wanted to do, you could actually turn it into a reality.
mm,
And for sure, your parents right now are so proud of you. And like
thank you,
whoever you will end up with in the near future is so lucky to have you. Like, wow. She has a doctor, a husband, a very probably a motivational speaker like you or coach who could really motivate your children to do well in life. So I'm really amazed at your backstory.
thank you, Adam.
So with all your experiences right now, um how would you what does it mean to be a masculine man in today's modern world?
Okay, for me, we are heading to better world right now. Maybe masculine man 10 years or 20 years ago very different with masculine men right now, because like maybe 20 or 10 years ago we define it as someone that maybe the best body in the room, the strongest one in the room, like the one that have a power in the room. But I believe nowadays I'll define masculine men in the modern era with a guy with a knowledge, an idea that they have enough, they have a capabilities, uh, they are strong, they're capable, there are no reason for them to compare themselves to another person. But with this idea, with this thought, with this pride, they also turn this whole idea, pride and thought, into passion and compassion to help someone in need. So that's, I believe, what a masculine may in modern era.
So you said security and being compassionate,
Yep,
being secure and compassion.
yep.
Yeah,
Like
and for sure.
you gotta know that you are enough. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else in the room, because you just enough. Yourself is enough. But with the idea of you are enough, you are capable, you are strong, you also have a passion and compassion to help someone in need. Because I believe there are a lot in this world that so many people now is heading to their storm, but at least we can be a presence for them. Like we don't have to like attack actions or like uh help them with like money or everything, but like just a present, just like help with your capability, with your all of you got. You don't have to like sacrifice anything to help those get through that storm, but just be present for them. That's, I think, what masculine men right now.
And a doctor for that. So, you know, I'm really amazed with the passion, with the work that you do as a doctor. So I wonder, I'm curious to ask, since we just went through a pandemic, were you still a student, a graduating student when the pandemic happened? I wonder, were you
Okay.
asked to volunteer, or
Yeah, yeah.
to render service, or be like an
Yep.
OJT or apprentice to all the hospitals who were
Yeah, yeah.
probably overbooked with a lot of patients because of the
Yeah.
pandemic?
Yeah. So,
Really? How was it?
when the pandemic is going, I was in my clinical year during my medical school. So in Indonesia, we have like 4 year preclinical and like 2 years in clinical. So 6 years total for medical doctor. So I was in my last 2 years clinical college. So
Residency? Yeah, okay.
yeah, it's like a residency. We call it co-assistance. So I was in hospital, helped my seniors during the pandemic. So it was kind of like a very very hard situation, and like I was like
Were you scared?
I was very scared. I was very scared. I was not scared because of myself. I was not scared if I get infected by COVID-19, but I was very scared that I might infect it and transmit it to my mother or father. That's what I really scared about. Like I don't even scare if I get like maybe dying in the hospital because of this pandemic, but I was really scared that I might like transmit it into my like father or mother,
So you
mom
didn't
or
go
dad.
home for the entire 2 years
No, no,
because
I did.
or during the
I
time
did.
that you were volunteering your time in the hospital.
No, 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 not really. I was able to come home, but it was like a very hard situation because like every time I was entering my home, there are spray everywhere, so I have to uh even take a bath in front of my house. So like before entering my house, I have to like take a bath first, then enter my
Yeah,
house, then take a
same
bath
here.
again. So there are like two filter in my house during those days. But that's also why the reason uh, I'm very thankful our family never got infected by COVID-19. My core family in my house never infected by COVID-19 like at all, like for 3 years.
So they did not go out of the house the whole time
They did, they
from.
did, they did. Because my mom also like the head of the hospital, one of the hospital in in Palembang in my hometown, and she also happened to be dentist. My sister also happened to be dentist.
Oh, so it runs in the family.
Yeah,
You all are
doctors.
medish doctors. Yeah, you all
Yeah,
come from a
family. Yeah,
family of doctors.
yeah.
Medical. Wow, you all come from medical background. So wow. So the pandemic has taught us so many things. It forced us
Yeah,
to adapt, readapt,
yeah.
um, to think in a certain way about how we deal with our lives. What is one thing that the pandemic has taught you that made
Okay,
you as a better person now?
that made me a better person. I feel like I'm more patient, like in term of my, in term of I know now, like maybe like back then before pandemic, I kind of like maybe sometimes compare myself to another person. I kind of like compare my pace to another person, but during the pandemic, I know that we have all like a very different paths. Like maybe someone graduate at 20 but find a job 5 years later. Maybe like someone 20 years old but already a billionaire. Maybe someone like married at 25 but like divorced 5 years later. Or maybe like someone married at 40 but found he or her, like his or her everlasting love. So from that point of view, I from the pandemic also, I really learned that we cannot like very compare ourselves to anybody else, because we have our own pace, and we have never late, never early. We're just on our perfect time, our time. That's what
So
pandemic
for
has taught.
sure, when you come to Mr. Supranational, you won't be insecure. You won't feel any insecurity or a little inhibition comparing yourself to the other guys
Yeah,
who probably look bigger than
yeah,
you. So because of what you have learned from the pandemic, oh, that's a great
yeah,
lesson. Yeah.
yeah,
So and well, what's amazing about reading your credential is the fact that you are not just a doctor who's serving the community, but also you found your own nonprofit platform, which
yep,
is called Miracle. Can you tell us more about it? So, this does it have something to do with the story that you shared with the long story that you shared
yeah,
earlier as to what led you to
yeah,
create this
yeah.
nonprofit organization?
First, organ. Okay, okay. The first platform that I've created is the Tunica Together Unite in Action, the charity concert for the mouth cleft disease, right? But like
Yes.
later after the pandemic was attack us, I was not able to do that again. And I felt like very empty during like 2020, because I don't have like those kind of like activity that move me for my social movements. So I kind of felt empty during those days. And in 2020, in the late of 2020 and early 2021, I am a family man. I am very close to my family, my mom, dad, sister, nephew, and everything. My nephew get diagnosed with one of hematology disease. It's called thalassemia. So it causes you to break down your red blood cell before the time that they should break down. So you gotta have to have a blood donation, like a blood donor every like 3 or 4 weeks. So every month, every 3 weeks. So that's, I believe it's my second calling. Like I believe that that's where that's when I have to started my movement again. Then I was able to create Miracle, and I'm the one who create the name of Miracle, because I wanted the abbreviation and the name that portray those kids, like those kids that with cancers, with leukemia and other like diseases. They are a miracle, and Miracle is an abbreviation for Month of Raising Awareness for Children with Leukemia, Cancers, and other chronic disease. So basically, Miracle is a social movement that really focus on children health, specifically on cancers and chronic disease. Because as you guys know, as maybe you don't know, like 400,000 every year children in the world is diagnosed with cancers. It's not a small case; it's a really a big case. So like maybe like 30 up till 40, if I don't if I don't mistaken, they are pronounced dead because they having like unroutine therapy, because they don't have money to like doing like a very very long therapy for that children. In Indonesia there are like health coverage which cover their treatment for cancer, but they don't have coverage for the accommodation for the children and the family. And you guys have to
Mm.
know that if the patient is an adult, we can go to the hospital alone. But it's very different with the children. Children cannot go to hospital alone. They have to do it with their like guidance, at least like their sisters, mother, or father. So there's the in terms of the accommodation, the money that spent to the treatment is more than just an adult patient. And in Indonesia, there's not a lot of hospital that can like do a treatment for cancer. That's just maybe like in Sumatra, maybe like there are two or three hospital that we call it reference hospital. So in neighborhood, like in like province neighborhood, they have to refer their patient like in terms of like children with cancer to this hospital, which is in my hometown Palembang. So in my hometown, there are a lot of patients that coming from like far flung from Bangka Belitung, another province,
Yeah.
Jambi, Bengkulu, Lampung. So there are maybe like 12 hours or maybe like even 24 hours drive from their hometown to the hospital. So they gotta like have an accommodation for sleeping, for even like resting and everything, because the treatment is also is not just like one time treatment. It's not like you are having a flu, you are having like cough and you get prescribed with antibiotic and it's done. It's never
Yes.
going to that with the like chronic disease or cancer. It's going to take a lot, maybe like a 7 day once you have a treatment in a month. And imagine that you have to 7 days in a month and do it for 3 years in a row. So you gotta have a lot of money in terms of the accommodation. So that's why I wanna help them to provide them the accommodation through the miracle. So we have also rumah singgah. Rumah singgah is our house that we provide for the families and also for the kids with cancer, for them doing the when them doing the, undergoing the therapy. So when they have a therapy, they going to hospital. When they have like a rest, they going back to our rumah singgah atau or we call it like our our place. We provided a place, a food, and everything. So they can use it as long as they need when they are going and are undergoing the therapy or the treatment. So that's what miracle about. We want to help them, so there are no reason for them to not doing a therapy or a treatment.
Wow. Wow. I wish all the guys in the world will be like you, who will be compassionate, who will be kind,
Thank you, Adib.
compassionate, and be of service oriented to a lot of
Thank you.
his fellow countrymen needing help. So, as much as I want to talk to you longer, wow, we've been almost talking to for an hour. So, I'm just amazed that the work that you do for even if you're only 24 years old, God, how much more the amazing stuff that you can do or achieve if you
Thank you,
hit
Adam. Thank you.
30, 40. So, with all the things that you have shared about your calling as a doctor, what is the most rewarding part of being one? What is the most rewarding part about your job as a doctor?
That I can help my community. That's what my biggest rewarding part of my job, because I only need my knowledge, my competition, like my competency as a doctor, my skill to help those in needs. So for me, that's the most rewarding part of my job, because I can help people like for the rest of my life with only my skill and my competency as a doctor. That's the most rewarding part.
The way the fact that you can heal so many lives with your knowledge,
Yep.
yes, and people look to up to you for help and guidance to go through with their sickness. That's a lot, It
Yep.
feels like you're everyone's brother, father, doctor, uh, medical practitioner, all rolled into one. A guidance counselor, perhaps a motivational coach, a motivational speaker for that. So, yeah. So, with all the things that you have been doing, what else do you want to achieve in the next 5 to 10 years?
In the next 5 to 10 years, I believe I want to continue my study because I'm a nerd in terms of academics. I'm always a nerd in terms of academics. I want to like maybe pursue my specialty in a dermato and venerologist, and also I want to do maybe a PhD program and maybe a professor. I want to like also have a thought that to be a youngest professor in Indonesia at least, because I want to help those in need, especially in cancer. I want to be a professor that have a research that have a focus on cancer and skin disease, in a way that also I can still relate to my miracle platform, which is about a cancer in children, right? So that's what I want to pursue in the next 5 or 10 years. Hopefully I get away, I get like an easy way, not really that kind of hard way again, like
Yeah.
what happened in my junior high school. But yeah, i'm still I'm still
Wow,
keep
you have
dreaming.
this appetite for knowledge. You have this thirst quench for more knowledge to absorb, to help your community. Wow, I'm just
Yeah,
amazed. Like it's my first time to meet someone like you because when I
thank
was
you.
done with my college, I was so happy. Yes, I'm done with school. I'm done. But you want to keep learning. I think are all doctors like that? Are all doctors like that? They keep on learning. They want to learn.
Yeah, yeah,
They want to
sure.
learn, educate
Yeah,
themselves. Is it
yeah,
really a nature of the doctor, human basic nature of doctor to really learn, absorb so many things, learn so many new information to help their
yeah.
patients?
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like a doctor thing, right? Because like you gotta like know that, like if you like me now, right now, like medical doctor, I have so many patients, because like my knowledge have to be very broad, because there are maybe someone coming to you for diarrhea, for a cough, for flu, for uh let's say constipation and everything. But when you have like specialty, you are much focused on like uh very like very like narrow, narrow, what do I call it, very narrow, like yeah, like more,
Specialization.
yeah, yeah, like more specialists into some kind of a disease, but more deep. Like you can like totally cure everything in that specialty gitu loh. In specialty in everything, in that specialty. For example, like you, for example, me, I want to be like dermatovenerologist, so I can like
Wow,
maybe help.
dermatologist.
Yeah, dermato and venerologist in Indonesia.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so
I
I want to
thought
like,
dermatologist.
yeah, so I want to help people with skin with cancers, cancer, apa, cancer in skins and everything.
So does your family come from does your family have a history of cancer? Because here in my family, both from my mom and dad side, they have a history of cancer. Yeah,
Yeah,
all kinds of cancer: breast, kidney, uh what else? So that's why I'm so afraid. That's why I exercise even now regularly, even when I'm already 40 years old, because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to develop, I know cancer and sickness is inevitable when we grow old, but at least I can still prevent every time. Every time I go to the gym or every time I exercise, I feel like I'm delaying my
yeah,
trip to the
yeah,
hospital
yeah.
when I
True.
grow old. So yeah, um, there's a question here. Uh, from Ace Evans. Thank you for watching us. As a doctor, do you think plastic surgery is a good option for people who do not have natural hair? So this is a question from a medical perspective. Background, Dr. Adib. Plastic surgery is a good option for
Sorry, Adam, your voice a little bit shaking right now.
people who are not blessed with natural good. Hello?
Hello, you come back right
Hello?
now, because your voice was really
Hello?
shake. Uh,
Yeah, sorry.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello, can you hear me?
Okay, so I'll repeat. Yeah, I can hear you. So So
Okay.
there's a question here from Ace Evans. Do you think plastic surgery is a good option for people who do not have natural good looks?
For me, as a doctor, because in here in Indonesia we have a specialty in plastic surgery, so I mean that's a verified knowledge in medical in Indonesia. So I was also uh, a supporter for children with mouth cleft, because all of the children with mouth cleft, they're going the operation with plastic surgeon, right? So I believe that that's the right thing to do, because I mean, like, if you have indication, medical indication, that's the right thing to do, because it's right, because it has like the indications. But if you want to like improve your like appearance, it's really up to you. I believe that we have a choice. We really like have a we really have a choice as a person to like to wanting more. Maybe like if you felt like your body right now is not
Confidence.
indicate who you really want, then you kind of like have a freedom to make it your own and like have a confidence more. So I don't really get a problem with people that really want to change their looks because they don't really confident on themselves, because I believe it's very very personal thing, and I believe that people should choose whatever they want. If it is can increase their confidence level, why not, right?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, at this day and age, I think people should no longer frown upon the thought of people undergoing surgery or so to enhance their looks. If that will make them
Yep.
feel better, if that will boost their confidence level, then who are we to
Yeah.
stop them
True.
from wanting that? So yeah. So there's another question here from Henwan. Ask him who he wants to stand with in Mr. Supranational. I think you already answered this just now, because I don't think they're all you guys. I think you guys are already complete for the pageant. Like how many guys are you? How many guys are only confirmed at this moment to go to Mr. Supranational?
I think there are like 10 or like 11 people in my group now in Mr.
11.
Supranational. Yeah, 10 or 11, I think. But I think I'm a little bit close with Mr. Korea. Uh,
Oh,
I'm yeah, I have been couple time DM like have a conversation in DM with him. So maybe now in the position right now, I don't really know anybody else more like than him. So I probably go with him right now, the country that I want to stand with, because I don't really know another contestant well right now. But I hope like along the way, because it's still maybe like for 3 months the competition. I really want to get along with any like everybody in the in the competition, the representative from another country. So I want to be able to connect with them first. Then maybe later I can say which one the country that I want to really like stand with like in the final night, right? Because now I don't have like the capability or the knowledge like to say which one is uh have to stand with me in the final night, because I don't really know them very much, and we just like maybe like 10 or 11 contestant right now.
but you know what? As early as now, I'm telling you, without seeing the official lineup yet or seeing who you will still be competing with, I think you'll go far. I think you'll go far. I think you know.
Thank you.
I think this is just my opinion. Mr. Supranational is already coming in such a point that they're starting to redefine what male pageantry is all about.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. You guys will go down with your without shirts on stage. But I think at the end of the day, they really are really into someone who not just is a kid when it comes to looks, but is a walking or living proof of their current tagline right now. Yeah, I'm telling you. And considering that, and apart from the fact that Indonesia has been doing well in Mr. Supranational, just last year, both the guy and the girl who represented your country was in the winning circle. Dinda was in top five, and then
Yep.
Matthew almost
Matthew.
won. As early as now, yeah, as early as now, do you feel some sort of pressure to do well in the competition because of what your
Uh,
predecessors did last year?
yep. At first,
Yep.
like the first week or like the first week or 2 weeks, I really get pressure because like Matthew have like very very high placement like last year, like, and everyone in Asia maybe like talk,
Uh-huh.
like some of them maybe like have advice for me to grow a beard or like to have like a mustache and everything to makes me look more mature and everything. Maybe like they do
Masculine,
also
yeah.
yeah masculine, and maybe some of them also say that I'm not tall enough comparing Matthew. Yes, I am. I'm not that tall comparing Matthew, but I kind of now like along the way, I believe that I have found my purpose joining this competition. I'm not only going to serve my looks, my appearance, but I also want to serve them who I am, what I'm really stand for, and what I really want to bring to the table. Because, like you said, that the tagline is aspirational and inspirational. It's not just only a guy that can model, but also a guy that can be a role model instead just a regular model. So that's what I want to achieve now, and that's I really want to focus on my advocacy, and on my like maybe like public speaking, that maybe can be better, or maybe like in everything that maybe possibly that I can improve. So that's what I want to do now right now.
Great answer. Yeah. So I feel like so many girls and gays are are now for sure. With how you think, with the way how you execute your mindset that hey, it's not all about the looks. Guys, it's
Yeah,
also about who you represent and what you can offer to the table. So there's another question
yep.
here. I'll try to wrap this up. We've been talking for more than an hour. That's wow. Thank you for sharing
That's
so much
okay.
of
That's
your
okay.
time.
It's really no, no, no. I'm really having a great time right now. I'm feeling that I can talk
Are you
like
sure?
one
You
hour
might want to
more right now.
sleep.
Yeah, yeah. That's okay. That's perfectly okay.
Are you sure you might want to sleep or rest? Probably you might have an early call time for work tomorrow, so we might want to rest.
No, no.
There's
That's
a
okay. That's
question
perfectly
here.
okay.
So you're ready to answer all these pageant questions coming from all the viewers right now. Are you ready? Because this could
Yes.
really take from Lacochero. He has a long aspire to become, and where do you draw that inspiration from? I think I already know the answer for this. He aspires to become a
Why
doctor.
would you aspire to become, and where you draw the inspiration from? Okay, I think I also have told you but a story like from junior high school. I want to aspire to be someone that really have not only just a guy that have like I know like a platform, but also a guy that can use this platform. I want to be a guy that use my platform as good as as I could, because in the end of the day, you will not going to remember because of your just a fashion show or just like a catalog or like a photo shoot or everything, but you're going to remember what you have been impact somebody's life. And I want to be that kind of person. I want to be someone that really have impact in everyone's that need me. In my capability, I want help them through their storm, be their presence, and take an action maybe. And I believe that that's inspiration kind of like coming from like where I am used to be, like in my junior high school, the experience of I have nothing, and like maybe I have like my family, like but me in terms of like friends or like peers, I don't have like those kind of support now. Now with my platform, with my place, I want to be there also voice, like a voice for the voiceless. Let's say like that. I really want to be
Yeah.
help them through their storm. That's I really want to do. At least using my social media right now.
What I can derive from your answer is that for sure, right after the pageant, win or lose, whatever happens to you, win or lose, you will be very true to your advocacy because you are really working on it because you are already doing it. You have been
Yep.
doing it from the get-go
Yep.
as a doctor
y-
because we
Yep.
see a lot of pageant contestants do so many advocacies only for them not to do it anymore once the
Yep.
pageant or international competition is over.
Yep. Yeah. Can I say more one thing because you are
Yeah.
saying that you've been saying that. Uh, there are a lot of the information that I've made miracle for the element competition or for Mr. Supranational competition only. That's totally wrong. I've already did my advocacy, my social movement since I was 18 years old, since Tunika Together Unite in Action for Indonesia. I was already the founder, and also I was doing miracles since 2020. So it was like maybe like 5 years before even joining the pageant. I don't even like figure it like I don't even like have a vision of myself in a pageant world. Like I'm being honest right now. I never imagined myself like doing like pageant work. But for me right now, pageant world is really changing. Like a male pageant, a female pageant is really changing right now into better directions. I love how this platform can help me to spread the awareness, to spread the message that I want to spread throughout the world. That's what I want to really. That's why I also finally want to join like Elman and like Mr. Supranational Indonesia.
Well said. Well said. Yeah. You really breathe it. There's no contesting that. Oh my god, they're asking so many questions. I don't know if you could answer all of them one by one. If you could change any one of your physical attribute, what would it be and why?
I believe I
They're
will
throwing
not
you a
change
lot of
anything. I will not change anything because the back to the other question, like the previous question, you can change your appearance or physical look if you felt like you don't have those kind of like enough confidence of yourself. But for me now, I'm really confident with my own self. I really confident with my own self, with my own body, with my own look, appearance. That's why I feel like I didn't want to like even change anything about it.
confidence is sexy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then okay, this is hard because you top your professional exam, you've been an honor student since high school. So let's see if you can answer this question, but no judgment if you can't. Um I asked him the question, if ignorance is bliss, then how do you seek knowledge? Can you
Ask
handle
him the
that?
question. If ignore is a belief, how do you seek knowledge? What is bliss? Can I look? What is synonym of bliss?
Bliss. Okay, wait. Let me Google. Bliss is something that is forever. Wait, that's what that bliss is something. Wait, bliss meaning perfect happiness. bliss is something that is forever perfectly happiness. Great joy, something
It,
that gives you great joy. So if ignorance is something that is a great joy because you don't know anything, because
mm-hmm.
you don't know anything, it's pure happiness that you don't know anything, then why do we still keep on seeking knowledge just like you?
Okay. For like I don't know, but for me, ignorance is never my bliss. Like ignorance is never my bliss, because for me, like in terms of like the knowledge, the improvement, I never felt enough of myself. I really want to do better. I really never I really never like really compare myself to anybody else in terms of like uh academics or like knowledge. I never really like, wow, he got like 100, I have to be 110 and everything like that. I never doing that. I
Yeah.
really compare myself to yesterday's, 2 days before, 3 days before. I really compare myself like to the previous version of myself. That's what I really want to do. That's what I really did during my days in medical school, and that's why I really want to like eager to seek another knowledge. That's why I really want to like do much better than like yesterday. Maybe like if I happen today that I did not like get a bet like a good score, then it meant like tomorrow I will be like the best scorer in my top in my classes. Like that's what I really do. So like I really never have like ignorance is a place. I didn't like never like have like,
Okay, okay,
yeah, I
okay. I
never
get
like,
what you mean.
yep,
You never like that you're in a state of you're always in your comfort zone, because the question is if ignorance is always staying in
your
your
comfort
comfort
zone, yeah,
zone.
yep,
Yeah, wherein it's all about happiness, pleasure, forever joy,
yep,
then there's no more challenge in
yep,
living life because you're
yep,
already content with what you have. But
yep,
unlike you, who is always on a hunt or thirst for new knowledge, then that's what keeps you alive. And that's true,
yep,
ah.
that,
Medically speaking, I just realized if the more you learn so many new things, absorb many information in your brain, that prevents you from developing what's the sickness?
Alzheimer,
It's
Alzheimer,
Alzheimer's disease when
yep,
you get old.
yeah.
See? Oh, wow.
You are a
Wow.
medical doctor.
No, I'm not a wait, I'm not a medical doctor. Hey, you know what? Fun fact about me.
What?
I hate anything that has anything to do with blood. When I
Oh
was
yeah.
in younger school, when I was in grade school, I would always faint during flag ceremony, even in classroom, whenever my teachers would talk about or discuss about surgeries. That's why I never like watching Grey's Anatomy, because if you will narrate, share me a story of how it went like in on an operating table or in a surgery. Oh, we took out the blood slowly. I will really faint. I will really
Wait,
faint.
right.
Seriously, yeah, that's my, but if you will, let's say, inject me like, all these vaccines, I won't faint. But if you will detail me, try to try to narrate every single detail of how the surgery or operation took place, oh my gosh, without we haven't reached 5 minutes yet. I will really start it. I will start. It's like my kryptonite. I will feel
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
I will feel dizzy, weak, because you know why? Because I'm already absorbing, imagining all these. Oh my god! So there's so much blood in the on the operating table. I can. Let's say you're gonna share me a story wherein, let's say, your friend had a fracture
Yeah.
after a car incident, and let's say the way you describe it, it discuss. Oh, he developed a fracture, and the X-rays showed that he really has broken bones in his arm. I'm like, uh, I'm already imagining the X-ray with all his broken bones. Uh, I will definitely faint. So that's why, it's really a challenge for me
Your
to talk to you.
kryptonite, yeah. That's really
Yeah.
a kryptonite.
So I really learned so about I love that question. If ignorance is bliss, then why seek knowledge? And for you it doesn't apply because you're always in a hunt for knowledge. Yeah.
Yep.
Because the more your brain will not deteriorate or be
Yeah.
stagnant, which will eventually make you susceptible to developing medical conditions like Alzheimer's disease.
Yep.
So, oh, there's another question here. Here's a good one. To be a successful doctor or to be crowned Mr. Supranational, what would you choose and why? Do not answer both. Just choose one.
Okay. I feel like if this is the questions and I have to pick one, I honestly going to be a successful doctor. I feel like doctor is always been my calling because by the way why I always been wanna be a doctor because I've heard the sentence from the father of medicines. It's I even bring this up to my final question in element competitions. So it is like this. Wherever the art of medicine is love, there's also a love of humanity. So this world is really inspired me to be a doctor, not only because I can like be a profession, I can make a money from doctor, but also I can giving back to my community. I can giving back to my society. I can make my surrounding into the better good. And I felt like if I become a successful doctor, that will help me like not only just a year or two, it will help me like for the whole of my years in this world, like for the rest of my life. I can be like blessing to others, to my community, not only just a year or two but also for the rest of my life. But I felt like if I just be Mr. Supranational, I feel like the crown have expired dead, but your legacy never expiring. So I feel like to be successful doctor, it will like it will like give me like more opportunity to help those in needs. I feel like that. But if I can choose both, like why not, right? That's the goal.
Yeah. 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 I mean, you can do both. I mean, you just have to do well
Amen.
in Mr.
Amen.
Supranational. Yeah. So yeah, I get your mindset. I like how you think. Yeah. Yeah. The crowd can only last for a certain time, for 1 year.
Yep.
But being a doctor can give you a legacy that will amount that cannot be compared to any other valuable, tangible, or material thing in
Yep.
this world. Well, I like your mindset. You're ready for a 24-year-old guy. Oh my God, this is more. This is really becoming more pageanty. This is a
Yeah.
Miss Universe question applied to you.
What is it?
The question asked to Catriona Gray: what is the most important thing in your life, and how? What is the most important lesson you have learned in your life, and how did can you apply it to your time as Mr. Supranational? I think I asked this
For
earlier,
me, the most
and like
important
in a
thing is
different
like the most important thing in your life. What is the most important thing
or
in your life?
lesson What is the most important lesson? I'll rephrase it. What is the most important lesson that you have learned in your life, and how can you apply it to your time as the reigning Mr. Supranational Indonesia, or if God will bless you, Mr.
Yep.
Supranational title?
I feel like the journey doing the journey for me being Adib right now is all the experience that I will put the work in terms of when I get crowned. Yeah, hopefully into like Mr. Supranational. Like the journey of all of my stories, all of the pain of all of the like experience during my junior high school. That's what I want to bring up to the Mr. Supranational. I really want to put compassion. I've learned a lot throughout my years living in this world, and the one thing that I always commit, like always come to my mind is compassion. I want to be somebody that really have a compassion. You can have a passion, but without compassion it will not doing right for your community. So I want to be a guy with a passion, but also with a compassion, doing passion with compassion. That's what I want to bring up with Mr. Supranational when I was crowned as Mr. Supranational. Not only when I'm crowned as Mr. Supranational, but I want to do for the rest of my life, a guy with a passion but also with a compassion.
You know what? As early as now, I'm telling you, seeing the complete lineup of your of the pageant, I really see you doing well in the competition, top five, or if not
Thank you,
win the
Adam.
title. I really feel it. Like I know,
Thank you,
Indonesia has
Adam.
the
Thank
fan
you.
base. Seriously, seriously. You're not offering something that is so common already, which is sexiness, but you're offering something more and more impactful, which is your brain, your mindset, your attitude. Those things are so hard to develop. It For you to achieve that kind of mindset, attitude, personality, you have to be reared and raised by your parents very well. And I don't know, as early as now, even without seeing them right now, I am commending them for raising a fine young man like you as early as now, who not only serves his family but has the capacity to serve his country or nation with
Thank.
his calling.
That's meant a lot. That's meant a lot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really inspired. Even if I'm not a professional, like you, like I'm not a doctor, lawyer, accountant. I'm just a pageant vlogger, uh, son of a businessman. I'm having this conversation interview with you inspires me to really do well with everything that with what I want to do in life. With everything that I'm doing right now and with everything that I still want to do in my life. So on that note, I don't want to keep you any longer. We've been talking for almost 1.5 hours now. Thank you. Thank you. So I
Thank
only
you.
promised you a 30-minute conversation, but we lasted for almost 2 hours. Thank you so, so much
Thank you, Adam, for having
for
me.
your generosity. There's another question here. Um, History has shown. Yeah, thank you so so much for allowing me. I learned so much from you. I know. I hope we can be friends after this. Like, I'll really follow your journey. Not only will I follow you in Mr. Supranational, but I'll really. Uh, It's hard to come across with a guy like you in pageants as early as now, even if we don't have the Philippines doesn't have a contestant yet for Mr. Supranational. I don't know if he will be appointed or he will be crowned with only a few months left before July.
Yeah.
But oh my god, as early as now, he has to level up to your credentials as early as now. No, I won't be stunned already with just looks, but I really need to look at his background too. Like he has to match your educational
Thank
background.
you,
I
thank you,
swear,
thank
promise, promise. Like, it's really inspiring to know that more men like you, well accomplished in their careers as early as now, are attracted to join pageants like Mr. Supranational, considering that let's face it, male pageants in the world are being looked down because of what they do compared to, what athletes do in the Olympics. But
you.
seeing like hopefully there will be more men from around the world to see male pageantry as a platform to, to boost their advocacies, to enhance
Yep.
or showcase their advocacy. So there's a question here. One last question, or make that two. I have another question after this. How history has shown that less male contestants join a pageant compared to the female to your female counterparts, how would you convince other countries to participate in male pageants?
I believe that pageantry now is like heading to like a better good, because they also provide us not only for our sake of appearance, for like a career in the industry, like maybe like entertainment industry, but also if you're calling into your people, into your community, is a good platform for you to spread the awareness of what you really stand for, what you believe in. For me, my calling is always about my community's health, and for children's health it's always been and always will be about that. And I felt like in a way that pageantry can help could help like boosting my audience, not only maybe in Indonesia but also around the globe. And I believe that if you have those kind of purposes, if you have those kind of mindset, it's nothing wrong for joining a male pageant to help you boost that. Thank you.
Which leads me to my next question. Last question before we end this. Why should you be the next Mr. Supranational
Why
title
should I
holder?
be the next supranational? I believe that Mr. Supranational is looking for aspirational and inspirational a young man. And I believe I'm possessed with that, because I'm not only going to present you by my physique, but also what I'm stand for. I'm standing for my advocacy, which is miracle, and advocacy for children with health disease, specifically talking about the cancers. And I'm doing that for the longest that I can remember. And I believe that if Mr. Supranational having me as the next Mr. Supranational 2023, we can work together as one and spread the awareness more about the health issue in this world, not only in Indonesia but all around the globe. Rather, supranation. Thank you.
I like that. What's that? Supra, ready to lead as
Nation.
Supra as
Not
early
only the
as
globe,
na.
but not only around the globe, like not only Indonesia, but around the globe, but rather supranations. Like supranational, like it kind of like meant. I've read the article. Like supranational is not is
Ah,
about like it's not just about like one country, but supranation, like borderless. Like it's not just about the country, but supranation. So nation to nations. It's not just about you helping just one country, but also you helping all around the globe. You're representing around the globe. You're representing just like more than just one country. So that's why
as
it's supranational.
as early as now, I'm telling you, you are already demonstrating your capabilities of what you could actually do with the title, even if you are still competing as a contestant right now. I am really telling you, I really have a gut feeling that you will win the competition. Like, you offer something
Thank you.
unique to the table. Like, this is my first time to
Thank
ever see a male contestant acting like a female contestant. Is in terms of advocacy, in terms
you.
of in terms of what she can offer, in terms of listing down his capabilities as a contestant, as a with his profession and everything in between. Wow, I'm really amazed. So for sure, you will really do well. The organizers will definitely fall in love with not just with your looks and with not just your attitude, but what you can offer to the table. For sure, supranational. I hope many Indonesian men will be inspired to join after you. I mean, you can really be a trailblazer for your nation when it comes to active call and duty. I feel like I'm talking to I'm describing a soldier, but that is how I describe you right now.
Yeah.
Man of service, man for others, someone who will do or go the extra mile, or who will go the extra to who will go the distance in really helping his fellow countrymen in need. So on that note, again, thank you so much. I really
Thank
had a
you. Thank
wonderful
you, Adam.
time getting to know you for the past 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours. It has been such a thrill getting to know you. And as early as now, thank you so much for taking the time and effort in gracing this interview. I'm so excited to follow your upcoming journey in Mr. Supranational.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Adam. I'm also humble and very thankful for this opportunity, and I hope that maybe we can meet someday. Maybe whenever I went to Philippines or whenever you are going to Indonesia. Okay.
Tell Elmen to invite me to cover Elmen in the near future. Or tell your friends from the Puteri Indonesia organization to invite me. The
Sure,
Puteri
sure.
Indonesia, the Puteri Indonesia finals will happen on the eve of my birthday, which means I won't be there. Yeah, it's always in May. So yeah, who knows? I right now I have to admit something before this interview. If you will ask me to all the pageant admins in Indonesia, they always have I have a love hate relationship with them. I have said so many bad things about Indonesian representatives in the past, which I truly regret now. Um, so I am really making time. I'm making up for the lost time. So I met Sir Mega in
Mhm.
Miss International. I met Julius. I met Karina Besrawan, the representative of Indonesia to Miss Earth last year. And now I'm talking to you right now. So eventually, I met Laxmi in Miss Universe in New Orleans last. She's a very charming woman. So she's very kind
Will
and
you
humble
join?
as well.
Will you watch Mr. Supra and Miss Supranational 2023?
I don't know it so far. It's in Poland. I don't have the money. Like I have to be honest with you. Like I wish someone if I could find a sponsor, yes, I will definitely fly. But right now I have to be honest. It's so expensive to go to Poland. But if you can find me a sponsor there, why not? But I'm really happy to I'll be willing to vlog you guys even in the privacy of my home because that's what I have been doing since the pandemic, vlogging about you pageant guys and girls from the privacy of my home. And yeah, I wish I have more time to do this. Second episode, Julie, but I don't know what will we still talk because we probably covered everything. So yeah, or even I can interview you right after Mr. Supranational. But you know what? I'm covering
Sure,
International
sure.
USA. Wait, I have some. I'm going to cover Mr. Supranational USA in May. So they're inviting me to cover the next representative of the United States of America to Mr. Supranational, who will happen to be one of your batchmates. So yeah, because the organizer is flying me for free. So who am I to say no? So that's to anything that's free. But with Mr. Supranational, if it's probably held in Indonesia or somewhere here in Asia, I will definitely go because I can still cover it. But it's so expensive to go to Poland. Like I don't know. Like should I? I think I should set up a GoFundMe account
Hey, Adam for
to
Supranational, right?
yeah. But I won't be. But if I'll be given a chance to cover Elmen, like that's more a workable setup for me to go to Indonesia since I'm just here in Manila. It's just 3 hours away from Manila. I would love to
Yep.
cover because I was really amazed by the quality of men. How do you call him? Julius or Jason? Jason, you,
Jason. Jason.
Matthew. So I'm really amazed by the caliber of men joining that contest. So which makes me so interested. Like, wow, wow, what is about that competition that attracts good looking, not just good looking, but well accomplished men like you to join? So, yeah. So who knows one day. But
One
anyway,
day.
that's enough of me. hopefully, I don't know. I want to go. Talking to you right now, like I really want to go to Mr. Supranational, no, but it's just that I don't have the money in the world to spend. Yeah, so if the Indonesians will help me, joke. But thank you so much. I hope
Thank you.
I can interview you again before
Sure,
or
sure.
after you leave, but this time probably we'll do it on Instagram, on both our Instagram, so that more Indonesians
Yeah.
can watch
Maybe we
our
can do
live
it like
interview.
a
But
month
as early as
before I like a month before I departed to Supranational. We can do like a live together
yes,
like a
yes,
month
June,
before.
June.
Yeah.
So yeah, sure, June. So save a
Yep.
date for me as early as
Yeah,
now
sure,
for the
sure.
month of June. Yeah,
Sure,
because
sure.
the reason
Okay.
why I'm asking you as early as now is because probably by June you'll be so busy that you will no longer have time to do all these interviews online. So as early as now, that's why I'm asking you as early as now. But more
Sure.
than that, it's really your backstory that really got me into you. Like, whoa! Like
Yeah.
when I read your credentials, like, is this really like a credential for men? Because I feel like I'm just that your credentials sounds like how the Miss Universe contestants have been doing their advocacies, or implementing their advocacies. Wow, she's so accomplished. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Thank you again so much. I'm
Thank you,
keeping you
Adam.
so I'm prolonging and prolonging this interview with all my love and admiration for you. So one day I get to meet you. So yeah, do this. Let's do another interview before you leave and after you leave.
Sure,
After
sure. Let's
you
go.
come. Yeah. So
Sure.
thank you so much. I hope you had fun
Thank
with
you.
this interview. It was
I have.
such a fun and getting to know it. It was such a nice and fun getting to know you interview. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Thank you.
Same here.
Thank you for your
Okay.
kindness.
Bye bye. Thank you,
God
Adam.
bless
See you.
you. Take care. Bye.